Hi, today from Monaco, from the World Entrepreneur of the Year event. Today I will tell you a little bit about this great country, about this interesting, exciting town, how it works here. Stay with me to the other part of this video. As you can see, I'm here at the World Entrepreneur of the Year 2019 event in Monaco that takes place every year. The best entrepreneurs from every country, the entrepreneurs of the year in every country, come here every year, meet here to choose the very best entrepreneur in the world. It is called the World Entrepreneur of the Year, and the town is full of the stickers. Here you can see EY stickers. This is Ernst & Young EY event, and of course posters and so on and so on. And the event is taking place in Opera Garnier, in the casino, and here in the Hotel Hermitage, the best hotel in Monaco. And today I will tell you how this all works here, because Monaco is actually one of the smallest countries in the world. It has only 2 square kilometers in surface, but it is host to 5,000 companies on 2 square kilometers. They are only 38,000 residents, but actually there are only 8,000 nationals, meaning only 8,000 people have Monaco passport, and 5 times as much live here. Around 40,000, 38,000 people live here, and these 5,000 companies produce 50,000 jobs. Now show me another country that has negative unemployment rate, because there is more jobs in this country than there are inhabitants. You would ask, how is it possible? Well, it is possible because of the business-friendly environment here and the wise politics that is made by the government of Monaco. And I was talking today to one of the government officials who is taking care of the wealthiest people here in Monaco, of the wealthiest residents, and he explained to me how the business works here, why is it so attractive. And I want to tell you some facts about Monaco. So 5,000 companies, only 8,000 nationals here, 38,000 residents, and these 5,000 companies, they produce 5.4 billion euro in GDP, gross domestic product. 5.4 billion. This is a huge amount of money, huge value just for this little country of 2 square kilometers. When you break it down per capita for all the 38 residents, it translates into over 140,000 euro GDP per capita. So over $150,000. It is more than any other country, I would say, in Europe, and this is one of the top countries in GDP per capita in the world. And also the density of billionaires is the highest here in Monaco. So in the world you have 1 in 5 million people on average is a billionaire. I'm not talking about millionaires. Millionaires is actually every third, or 2 out of 3, I guess, inhabitants or residents in Monaco are actually millionaires. But I'm talking about billionaires. So the wealthiest people in the world, and there are several here in Monaco. I once computed it several years ago. It may not be the exact number today. And I'm not talking about, the inherited people. I am talking about the self-made people who made the wealth themselves, who started with zero and ended up with billions of dollars in value. So you have 1 in 10,000 people here in Monaco is a billionaire, and in the rest of the world 1 in 5 million. So this is just absolutely outstanding, absolutely extraordinary. And of course Monaco is known for the beautiful touristic places here, like the Casino of Monaco, Opera Garnier, or here the Hotel de Paris, or here Café de Paris. But this is first of all a great place in Europe to do business, an extremely business-friendly environment. And I will explain to you why it is so business-friendly. By the way, if you want to watch nice cars, if you are interested in expensive cars, you just sit down here in Café de Paris in Monaco and watch the driving by cars, and every minute you have a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a Rolls Royce, or whatever. A Porsche is every business like every day. It's nothing unusual here. Also Ferrari. There is no car actually that would surprise somebody here. But let's talk about business. What is so exciting, what's so extraordinary about Monaco in Europe? There is no income tax in Monaco, 0% income tax, and also 0% capital gains tax. That's why all the countries of European Union want to bully Monaco to tax their people, to make business more difficult in Monaco. But of course there is a corporate tax in Monaco. Roughly 1/3 of your income is of your corporate income is taxed. Let's say, I'm not sure about the number, is it 33, 34, 35%? But it is computed differently than, let's say, in France. In France you have nominally the same tax, corporate tax. Let's work with 35% here for the sake of the argument. Let's say your company makes 1 million profit a year and you are in France. Then you pay 350,000 tax on your corporate income, on your corporate profit. And how does it look like in Monaco? Well, in Monaco, theoretically, you would pay also 350,000, but you pay your corporate tax after dividends in Monaco. So if you have a company that makes $1 million a year and you distribute a dividend of $900,000, let's say, right? And by the way, dividends are, if you are a resident of Monaco, they are free of tax, because capital gains are free of tax. But the remaining $100,000 of profit, of your company profit, you have to tax. And then you compute tax on that, you pay $35,000. So effectively, if you compute that, you pay only 3.5% capital gains in this example. That's why doing business in Monaco is so attractive. And this is not only that. The government of Monaco supports business wherever it can. They are a small administration and they want to make business as easy as possible in Monaco, and they are as helpful as you can only imagine to entrepreneurs doing business here in Monaco. Monaco has the surface of only 2 square kilometers, and it is surrounded by the town of Beausoleil, by France generally. The wealth accumulated on these 2 square kilometers is breathtaking. And this is because of the business-friendly environment here. And I'm going through the border between Monaco and France actually daily, and you don't see the border. I couldn't see the border, and I was just thinking, how do you know if you are still in Monaco or you are in France already? And there should be somewhere apparently something differentiating these two countries, sign or something. And I asked a friend of mine who is in the government or authorities in Monaco, who is taking care of the wealthy individuals here, the residents. And he explained it to me, how you tell Monaco from France. And now I will show it to you. It's really easy. When you once visit Monaco, you will see. So here on this side of the street, I am in Monaco, and you see we have a red sidewalk here in Monaco. Then I cross the street, and now I am in France, and you see we have here yellow pavement. And generally all pavements in Monaco are red, and in France here in Beausoleil you have different colored pavements. Beausoleil you spell like this. You have it here behind me. You see? So, Beausoleil on the bottom. It means in French, beautiful sun, Beausoleil. But there is also other major difference that is striking and that you actually see immediately. Because when you look at this side of the street, you see the beautifully renovated Empire style or Art Nouveau buildings, very beautiful buildings. But then look at the buildings on the French side of the street. I will cross the street for you again. So now you see the buildings on the French side, and you see they are not renovated. The color is going off. So this is France, and so this is also the difference between the socialistic, almost socialist government here and socialist economy, where you are not business friendly, when you consider business to be, let's say, not welcome or not that welcome, and you should take advantage of business people. And here on this side, you see the environment where people love business, when they make sure business is thriving. And then the buildings look like this. And when you look at these buildings on this side, on the French side, let's say an apartment here costs $500,000 on this side. Then you go to this side, the same size apartment, the same architecture, like this base architecture, the initial architecture, the historic architecture is the same. But on this side, the same apartment costs $2.5 million. There is a huge difference in value, in wealth on these two sides and in capital accumulation. And this is possible because the government of Monaco is business friendly, and because it makes the business thrive and helps to do business wherever it is necessary, wherever it is possible. I was talking to this friend, and he told me, you know, if you are a good entrepreneur and you come to us, we will do everything to help you. We have very short communication channels, and we make it as easy as possible for you to do business here and to grow your business, to thrive. Okay. At the end, I want to play a little game with you, and the game is the following. Write down here below the video in the comment, what would you do if you had $1 million and had one day in Monaco to use that $1 million? What would you do in Monaco? And of course, give me a thumb up if you like this video, a thumb down if you didn't, subscribe if you haven't. I talk here a lot about entrepreneurship, not only in Monaco and other cities, but generally about doing great big things in business, about entrepreneurship on the level of billionaires, doing big impossible things in life, in business. I talk also about economy, I talk about money, and I talk also a little bit about cryptocurrencies. So if you like this video, you will certainly like my other videos. I invite you to watch them. Share this video with your friends, with your loved ones. One day they will thank you for that. That's it from Monaco today. I wish you a fantastic day. Let's do something extraordinary today.